Hi guys, what's going on? My name is Prashant. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a great one installed. So this past weekend I actually went out and attended rAge Expo 2022. So rAge is South Africa's go-to event for esports, video gaming, geek culture, pop culture, technology, cosplay and everything else. So if you have FOMO, I'm telling you now, you're gonna experience it blue blind with this video. So at rAge, we obviously went for the tech. But before we actually deep dive into the tech, rAge is a South African born event that was actually set up by rAge, the magazine brand. And they've grown so much that it incorporates not just the Expo itself, but also the rAge LAN, which is a 36-hour gaming event in which people can buy a pass, bring your own device, set it up, and game all weekend long. So that was one of the highlights of rAge Expo, but more into the tech. So we had the opportunity of meeting Predator Gaming, and at the Predator Gaming stand, they had an excellent stand set up, and they were actually giving away a 140,000 Rand PC setup, including the desk, the chair, the peripherals, the machine, and they had an amazing setup. Their store was jam-packed the entire weekend. If you weren't following us on our social medias, you would have been checking these live updates as to what was actually going on. We also bumped into the likes of SMD Technologies, Volcano, who had an excellent stand with amazing prices for rAge across all their devices or all their brands, including VX Gaming, Volcano. They also shared their stand with TP-Link, Sony, so they had an absolutely amazing stand. And one of the biggest stands we saw, which was actually a little segregated, was the stand by Syntech. So Syntech is one of the bigger distributors in South Africa, and their stand was set up firstly with Xiaomi. So they had the whole smart ecosystem with the kettle, the smart lighting, the vacuums, and everything else set up. And they also had a stand that was showing off their mobile phones. So besides Xiaomi, you also had PC Builder set up, and they were giving away one of their pre-built systems to the fastest person that could build a PC that weekend. Besides that, we had Gazoo. Gazoo is one of the brands from Syntech, and they were showcasing all the load shedding specialities, their UPSs and backup power. So next to Gazoo, we had Poco, which is Xiaomi's sister brand for the phones, and they were actually giving away phones the entire weekend. All you had to do was win 5 COD mobile games in the Poco stand. That was absolutely mind-blowing that they gave away so many phones that entire weekend. And the final stand by Syntech was the Red Dragon stand. So you guys would remember the Red Dragon keyboard which we reviewed. Their Red Dragon stand, they showcased all of their peripherals and stuff, and they weren't actually selling it. It was just to showcase. And what they were doing, they had a keyboard building competition. So the fastest person to rebuild a mechanical keyboard was winning prizes. So the fastest every hour won a Red Dragon keyboard. And throughout the weekend, they gave away quite a few keyboards. I mean, you can imagine every hour, every day. But besides that, I think the fastest time when I left was around somewhere 5 minutes or 4 minutes. So you can think about that. And the world record actually sits at 2 minutes some shade. But that was an amazing stand to be around. There wasn't sales, it was just experiencing the products and experiencing the culture of the brand. Next we had MSI. So MSI had a huge stand where obviously they had their iconic Red Dragon, which they showcased not only just their peripherals, their laptops. They had a VR station for gaming. You could showcase any of the laptops, any of their builds, try out some of their hardware. That was an amazing stand, and I could see MSI had a very excellent turnout. So next to MSI, we actually met up with the guys from Skull Candy. So Skull Candy, you guys would remember, do all the headphones and the earphones. They had a little pop-up stand in which they had amazing weekend specials, which they were selling all their products. Besides that, we also met up with the guys from ASUS ROG, the Republic of Gamers, and what they were doing, they were actually giving away a Tuft gaming laptop, and all you had to do was actually enter your name at the stand. That was an amazing giveaway. I didn't actually follow up as to who won that laptop, but I did enter, I can tell you that much. We also had the likes of Kruger Gaming, who had a stand and they were showcasing all of their devices, their peripherals, their chairs, their mice. That was an excellent stand to be at. I just popped by really quickly. Besides that, we had Razer, who was present. They had a little pop-up where they were playing COD 3 on the Razer laptops, and they were running a little knockout tournament as to who was the best gamer for the weekend. So they too were just exhibiting their products, and next to Razer was the Turtle Beach stand. So exactly the same thing. They had PlayStation 5 set up, and you could test out the headphones, you could see them all on display, and just enjoy the atmosphere and the culture of their brand. So rAge was actually an amazing event, and it absolutely blew my mind as to what an amazing turnout it received. You know, after COVID, it's 2 years that rAge took a backseat and it was completely digital. So this year was their first year post-COVID, and I think the organizers as well as all the brands that were involved had an amazing turnout, and they really enjoyed being there at rAge and being back in person at in-person events. And so did I. I mean, networking with all these people, meeting all these people, shaking hands, and actually getting to know the people and the people behind the brands was the most amazing part of this weekend. So if you are still suffering with FOMO, I can tell you guys, you better not miss out next year. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. I know I'm speaking a bit early, but I know from what an amazing turnout they had, it's going to be so much more amazing next year with so much more brands behind the event. So yeah guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by giving a like rating if you did. And make sure you're there for the next rAge 2023. My name is Prashant, and I'll see you in the next video.